all friends around you, just join the fun. 'Cause if you're in a hurry, you're missing the point. Should enjoy the fruits of life instead of chasing coins. Because it's a beautiful day. Isn't it all? So come on, let's play. Forget the rush you're in and find a good spot. Sit down and join us as we sing a good song. Keep back the lyrics and just follow along. Oh, we got plenty of time. Taking it easy won't cost you a dime. Throw another log onto the fire. Because it's a beautiful day. And come on, let's play.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Well, happy Thursday. Trying to get everything open. And it's always asking me to verify that I am who I am. Yeah, I'm who I am. Good morning. Oh my goodness, we got a house full this morning. Let me go to the top. Wow. Okay. We got Marietta. Good morning, sweetheart lady. Annie Seven, Jessie, Auntie Jean's awake. Julie Kiss, Kathy Hand, Ricky and Josie, Suzanne, Brookie Brooke. Good morning, sweetheart. And our Mama Hado Bear, Kathleen. Hi, everybody. Okay, let's go into our hearts. And I think pretty much everything has come up now on my computer, so I can see clearly now. Right, so hand on the heart and slow down the breathing. I don't think my microphone is working. So much technology. Let me know if you all lost my sound. Okay, hopefully it's still going. Is it still going? Give me a thumbs up if it's still cranking out the sound this morning. Okay, maybe not. You hear me. Thank you, Joanne. Okay, hand on the heart and slow down the breathing. And add in that secret ingredient of love, compassion, care. Let's throw in some joy this morning. It's Thankful Thursday. So we're throwing some gratitude. Gratitude for ourselves, gratitude for a new day, a new opportunity to love. Take a breath in and out. Hello, hello. My Grace Isis is here. Oh my gosh. Good morning, darling. I'm so happy you're all here. All right, let's get to the reading of the blog this morning. Maybe. There it goes. The cloak of invisibility does not fit you. Oh, okay, you're in your old car, Kathy. Well, at least you have sound and you can hear us, right? Okay, so John Morton says the choice that you as a soul have in relation to anything is always to be loving. Do you understand that this is the divine purpose that all of us as humans have been given to love unconditionally? Our basic instinct as humans is survival. This is far different from our purpose, however. Need is a great motivator until it is met. Our purpose, though, only grows stronger as it is fed. Do we have a need to be loved? Sure we do. Right after I graduated from college, I took a job with the Navy, where we taught classes to the military personnel on base. Included in the curriculum was a short film called Cipher in the Snow. This story emphasized how a child, a cipher, a nobody, was unseen by either his fellow students or the teachers at the school he attended. No one could remember a single detail about him after he passed away suddenly and unexpectedly on a cold, snowy day. His parents didn't seem to care that he died. This is a true story told through a teacher's experience as it changed her life and gave her a purpose going forward. It touched my life as well and made me more determined to actually see others in my life. Dear angels, I have known in my lifetime what it feels like to be a cipher. Wearing that cloak of invisibility is not a pleasant experience. It did give me great insight as an adult, however. It has created in me a purpose of seeing others through compassionate eyes, knowing that each of us have burdens and stories that may not be evident on the outside. Dear ones, as you immerse yourself in your daily routines and focus on ensuring that your needs are met, you sometimes overlook touching base with what your soul is crying out for you to pay attention to. Is there an unmet need to be seen and heard? Do you put yourself in the back of the room and let everyone else go ahead of you? That cloak of invisibility covers your light, dear ones. You came into your human experience for a purpose, which includes giving love and receiving love. It is your only job. Hiding from yourself and others means you are not living your purpose. You are not here to be a cipher. You have a higher calling, and until you take off your cloak, you will not feel in alignment with your inner joy. Take the first step to honor yourself as being worthy of love. Dear angels, today I promise to give myself an extra dose of love so I will have more to give to others. I have a PDF of that story. It is a true story. I remember it so clearly. I remember teaching it, showing that film to these Navy guys that, way back in the day, I was young and I taught them, and we had a really great discussion about what it means to not be seen and not be heard. And I could relate so fully because that was my life. That was me as a child. We had to be quiet. We had to not be seen, to go off to our room as soon as we came in at night from playing. So I knew what being a cipher was, and I related to that story so much. So if any of you would like me to post that story in our group, in our messenger, I will certainly do that so you can read it. It is life-changing to know that it makes a difference if you're seen, if you're heard, if your needs are met. not just your survival needs. Okay, so Lillian is here. Good morning, sweet Lillian in Norway. Tammy Fisk, good morning, Tammy. How did it go yesterday, Tammy? And Annie says, wow, that is definitely resonating. Good morning, Sally and Tony. And Sally said, yeah, my life too. It is sad. It's sad to think that, that's the way of life for so many, and many of us that are here. I found a lot of us have that in common, of not being seen, not being heard. I call it the cloak of invisibility. And, it doesn't fit us. It really doesn't. Our light needs to shine. Oh, Jim Mershon is here on YouTube. Good morning, Jim. Got myself some earbuds so I could be with you all while at work. I can't chat, so a quick good morning and love and gratitude to you all. Oh, Jim, I'm so glad you're with us. And welcome, welcome. Auntie Jean wants it posted. Yeah, I'll give you all that PDF. It is a sad story, but out of sadness and out of these sad stories comes a real opportunity to change our life. And that's what I did. I was like, no, I'm not going to be stuck away in a corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner. I am here to be heard. I'm here to be seen. And that particular story really started a movement inside of me to make sure that everybody I encounter is heard, everybody's seen. And that's the way I live my life. And that's the way I've lived it for so many years now. After I heard that story and taught about being seen, I made sure that whoever I encounter, I know how to say your name. I know what you're all about. I know something about you, not just that your name that shows up on the screen. I know that you're worthy of being seen and heard and loved. And Leo is with us. Good morning, sweet Leo. Tammy says it was a step 1 interview, which I was told went well, but no call for a second one yet. Well, that's a yet. So we will make sure that we're wrapping our arms of love around you. This is prayer day. So I'm going to be sharing that long prayer list with everyone. And Tammy, you are definitely on that list. You've been on that list, I think, since the very beginning, you and your beautiful family. And Sally, you can't wait to read it. It's a very short read. The teacher that she had the kid, his name was Cliff, and she had him in several classes throughout the years. And she did remember him as the kid that never spoke, never participated in class, never talked to any of his fellow students. He was just a nobody, and nobody bothered with him. So yeah, it's a very short story that she wrote because she was angry. And so I think when you read the story, you will understand it. The message helped you for sure. Oh, Annie, I'm glad. Julie Kiss, each and every one of us are so very special. Oh my goodness, you certainly are. You are my family. You are why I am here. And it was not easy this morning getting out of that bed, let me tell you, because I had a little bit of a disappointment last night, but it's okay because it just made me more determined. I had hoped to have good news for you all this morning. I got the book totally formatted and got the cover done totally, and I submitted it. And I have to redo the margins. So I was up very late working on that, and it's going to take me a little bit to get them all done. But I'm getting there. We're almost there, guys. We are so close for me saying, hey, you can go in and buy the book now. So it's happening. It's just a little glitch that threw me for a loop last night, but I'm going to keep on keeping on. Yes, it is Thursday today, Kathy, but I overslept yesterday and then had some computer glitches, so I didn't get on in time to do our check-in and read the prayers. So we're going to do it today. And if there's anybody you want to add to that prayer list, please do so. Put them in the comments. I'm going to pull a Kuan Yin card. Good morning, Isabel. Dawn Garfield, good morning to you this morning. How beautiful to see you on here. And Sally says, it sounds like me through elementary school. All my door and channels were wide open and there was no one to turn to that could help. Yeah, when we feel different, like with me, I had my angels and I talked to my angels and I didn't understand why nobody else did. Why don't you have somebody you're talking to and that's helping you through this thing called life? Oh, and Ricky's calling in our Deirdre. Where is she? Let's get her in here and let's put her on the prayer list. You thought you were in Groundhog Day? Yeah, sometimes I feel that way too, Kathy. Oh, thank you, Julie Kiss. All right, so Kuan Yin says, you are one of a kind. Oh boy, I think that goes right along with this message today, doesn't it? Your own path will never be exactly the same as everyone else's. The type of frequency you hold is as individual as your fingerprints. That uniqueness cannot ever be taken from you, co-opted by another, or compromised in any way. Relish your uniqueness and share it lovingly, freely, joyfully with the world. But many times we didn't do that, as children especially, did we? We didn't want to stand out in the crowd. We didn't want people pointing a finger and say, ooh, you're different. What do you mean? Who are you talking to? What do you mean there's angels? What do you mean you can know things about people, right, Sally? We didn't want that to happen. We didn't want that peer pressure and people telling us how strange we were. So we didn't let our light shine, and it became dimmer and dimmer, at least for some. We became very invisible to the world. So yeah, this is so beautiful this morning to have this discussion. And we're doing prayers for Leo to pass his test this morning. Well, you got this, buddy. I know you do. And Sally says, I'm grateful for those lessons, though, as they brought me through some tough times. I talked to my longtime deceased grandfather, who I never met in life. Yeah, I've talked to some relatives also that I have never met. I had a very interesting experience one day. And this was as an adult. My grandmother, who I had never met, came through, and she told me she was getting ready to reincarnate again. And she told me that it was going to be in the family. And sure enough, she did. And I know exactly which family member she is. I had a niece and a nephew at the time, and both of them were expecting children. And it was one of them, and I got to actually look in her eyes, and I knew that that was her. And what a beautiful experience to have that happen. Auntie Jean says, buck up, little camper. The book is so special. Of course you're going to have a problem or two. Yeah, I got a little cocky, and I sent Ruth a message and said, the book is done, because I had just submitted it. And I showed her the cover, which I'll post in our messenger group as well. And then right after that, I had to send her another message and said, oops, I jumped the gun, and they kicked it out because of some margin problems. But it's an easy fix, just time consuming. So that's what I will be working on today, is getting those margins perfect so that they don't go off the page. And I thought I had it right. I really did. I thought I had followed the template and what they told me. But there was one little thing that I didn't have a setting on, and that was it's called the gutter, where the book is, I guess, glued together, or however they do books. And so that's the part that was missing, because it didn't allow for the print that was on the page, and it would have been unreadable in some of the words. And I want y'all to read every word of this book. So yeah, so that's what's going on with that. Kathy loves to talk to your babka. She didn't speak much English, and I never was taught Polish. But you know, you don't have to use words to communicate with those in spirit. And Isabel says, I'm grateful for prayers to Paula Graca. She got surgery already and now is in the recovery. Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to pull up the prayer list here in 1 second. Lillian, thank you for your prayers, and we're lifting you up, my sweet one. Prayers for her grandson, Gabriel, to call me so I can see and talk to him again, for strength for myself to stand up for myself about my mom that treats me so bad after all the love and help I've given her. And for you, my beautiful son, to stay safe and healthy. Thank you, Lily. I love you all, and thank you for being in my life. Oh, Lillian, you are such an amazing person, and thank you. Thank you for being in this world and being in our family. There's our Deirdre. Ricky called her in here. Deirdre, we're getting ready to go into the prayers. So I know you always give us a beautiful prayer every morning. And let me just get this up on the screen. Hope I have put in all of the new ones that you all have given me in the last couple of days. Oksana, good morning. Prayers for Oksana's health, for peace in our souls and laughter and smiles on our faces. I started reading poetry to the trees on my lunch break, and they loved it. I'm so happy about that, Oksana. I can't wait for you to publish your book of poetry, and I'm ready to help you whenever you're ready to do it. Deirdre offers prayers for all humans, for Gaia and world peace, and attention to human trafficking. And on our prayer list, we have prayers for all of you, all the P's for peace, prayers for peace on earth, and as Deirdre said, attention to human trafficking. I need to remember to add that in there. Okay, so let's just remember that every name that's read is a loved one that you have brought to us and said, would you please lift them up in prayer? So just as we read them, send love. We have Prachetta, Prachir and Goofy, Mina and Neil, Navriti, Jasmine and her daughters and her mom, Abha, Billy and Tim, and especially Brian. I need to get an update on Brian, so I'll try to find out from Billy today how he's doing. Sheila and Kevin, Gary, my nieces and nephews in Kentucky that their father James passed away, Donnie, David, Kevin, and Holly, Loretta and Cecil Boone and their family, Joanne Castrillo, her husband John, and their family, especially daughter Jackie and grandson Eris. Deirdre and your daughters Danya and Thump, the cat. Deirdre's sister Steph and husband Bob, Adriel, Joni, Tia Fernetti, Nancy Sanger, Mickey, Suzanne Millard and her family, especially her mom, her daughters, her granddaughter, and her sister. And she's asked special prayers for her sister, Marietta and Ed Stoner, Good Girl Pearl and Mr. Wiggles, and Sweet Dreams, their boat. And Kathy, I see your prayer for those addicted and their loved ones. Thank you. Raquel and Claude's family, Leo Harley, and special prayers for that test you're taking, Leo. Lakshmi, Ken, Jebby, Jim and son, Ryan, Rick and Josie Morrow, Tom and Mary, which are Josie's parents, Tammy Williams, Meg and Jim Lorio and their family, Jean and Ron Lorio and their family, Christina and Carrie Leftwich and their family, Mary Lou Burdick, our Aunt Mary Lou over in Massachusetts and her family, Catherine and Michael Kovacs, and all your fur babies and your mom, Rosalind Good Vibes, Sally and Tony De La Rosa and Rose De La Rosa, Kathy and Bob Hand and your family, especially Colin and Marlena, Bo and Candy Hand, Michael, Patty, Sonia, Paul and Marlene, Joe and his wife, Pat Moss, her daughter and grandchildren, and her sister Susan, and Pat just joined us, Becky LaFave and your son, Erica Hoppy and family, Corinne, Charlie Coons and family, his brother Raymond and wife Kathy, Hope Wellington Marshall. I haven't seen Hope this morning. Will somebody tag her so she'll come in? Her son Zena and her parents Winston and Cynthia, Trey Horn, Andrea Gregg, Catherine, Eric, John, Tatiana, Annie Seven, Grayson and Adam, Cassandra and Destiny Ortega, Luz Orsini and her grandchildren and her sister, Christine Lewis, Gail and Nick Zimmerman, Jennifer and Micah, Oksana and your mom, Amber, Jenna, Katia, Maximus and Max's teacher, Herb, Caitlin and Aunt Gail, Isabel and Paul Reese and your daughters Anesh and Teresa, Beata and her daughter Juliana, Linda and Dick Lemieux and their sons and grandchildren, Linda's friend in Sarasota, Stacy and Josh Lord and their children and grandchildren, and Stacy's mom, Karen, Mary Lord, Buster, Wayne, Blue Jean. We don't have our Blue Jean on this morning. I'm praying for her and Dave and all the fur babies. I know they're probably snowed in, so prayers for all of Vermont right now. Dolly the horse and Chance the horse, Pam Moore, Gordy's family and friends, Lizzie, Aunt Inga, Rose Sermon, Gary McCorkle, Brookie, dear Brookie's with us, Brooke, for you and your family, for Dylan and for that sweet baby Max. Can't wait for Maxwell to make his appearance. The Girardi family, Jeanette and Ernie, Sean, Angel Fullerton, Lillian in Norway and her family, her daughters Stein and Michael, her son, and her grandson Gabriel and Lily's mom, Kathleen Caputo, baby Wyatt and mom Katie, baby Haven and his mom Mandy, Skylar, Kat, Steve, Candy and Pastor Bruce, the Deerfield Valley in Vermont, Captain Corey. Let's really lift Corey up right now. He's had some bad days and hasn't been doing so well. So let's send him lots of love. Kathleen sent him a video by Hotto Bear, and I'm pretty sure he should have gotten his bear by now. So please lift Corey high. Alba, Dottie and Don, Grace Isis, and all your family over in Kenya, Raymond, Darren Walker, Arthur Thompson, Karen Palmer and her daughter Marissa and her mom Barbara, Vicki King, Elaine Armstrong, Elena, Marianne, Henrik and Lorraine, Tammy Fisk for that job interview to come through for you, and your daughter and your sister Tracy, and little CJ, Lori, Kelly, Rochelle Martinez, and Mom Rose, Stephen, Catherine, Ruth Anderson and her family, and her sister-in-law Sharon, who's not doing real well right now, Diana Bertut, Jeannie, and her sister Merle. And Jeannie's planning a memorial service for her husband Al, who just passed. So please remember her. The area of Boulder, Colorado, Deb Goldberg and her family, Michelle, Crystal and Dean Nobles and their sons and dog, Laura Hill, Julia Osborne, Sharon Rhea and her family. I'm going to be seeing Sharon soon. Sherry Gatewood and Padama, Hanaya Hummingbird, Tammy Hill and family, Phil B., Lynn Gallagher, Terry Wilderman and her father, Mary Crincoli and her friends in Florida, Irene and Eduardo, Eddie Quills, Jose, Michael Murdoch, Jessica, Fidel, Camilla and Nick in Australia, Lynn Andriozzi, Frank, Albie, Viola, Kenneth, Bobby, Mansi, Kamal, Maddie, Akil and the Pakistan orphans, Yuri, Scott, Letitia, Mary, Joshua, James, Drake, Alicia Burns, Pam Dite, Kimberly, Ellen, Susie Koff and Richard, Terry Gilstad, the Walters family, Chiara, Marissa, Allie, Bree, Claudia, Marianne Pish and family, Cassandra and Danny Gary, Linny, Rick Olfick, John Thaddeus Fiore, Huka Carney and her family, Bob Simon and Sherry Otis, Sharon Boyle and Zoe, Carol Fisher, Jay Rothman and Mary, Deborah, Violet, Walter, Brookie's Aunt Jeannie, Shelley, Sue and grandchildren, Carrie's niece Laura, Maggie's mom, Freddie, Bradley Capone, Andy, Amanda Summer, Robert Dosa, Miles and Sarah, Debbie Carol Hawks, Carl, Brutus the dog, Augie the dog, Chris Blake, Dante, Jerry, Kaylee, Trevor Jordan, Richard Weber, Charlotte Abrahams, Michelle Landers and her family, Joanne McCon New, Whitney, Jude Doughton, Karen Gibbons and daughter, Matt, James Schultz family, Julie Kiss and her mom Cynthia, Courtney, Lucinda, Ryan, M, Pat, Sophia, Aaron Parker, Angelica Kampemans, Sunny and Hunter Floor, Peggy, Claire, Carrie Klingon Butcher and her family. Carrie just lost her mom recently. Pat O'Connor, Zoe Charles, Erica Fagels, Yolanda, Sylvie Barnes, Robin Waters Dykes, and her mom Jewel. I'm sorry, her mom and Jewel, her daughter, Joanne and Leo, Sam, Matt, Charles and Nita, Yusha, Nancy Berdelsky, E.C., Shelley and Terry Newman, Iris, Jen and Norm, Keith, Joe H., Ollie the cat, Marisol Soto, Deborah, Tyler, Chad Ehlers, and Mia, Dick Waters, Milton Carbajal, Sharon, Tomas Diaz, Cameron, Boris Zoffman, Jacqueline Carbajal, and David Reiger, Alan and Alicia, that's Michelle Landers' son and daughter, Solby Barnes, Odd Barnes, Gunn Ellen Sundahl, Vita Hammond, Maria Mitchinson, Higman Simpson, Sam, which is Suzanne's dog, Lisa Jo Davis, Jordan, Lydia, Benedita, Matt, Angelic, Juliet Herman, Paula Graca, and thank you for the update on Paula. David Brett lost his father, and we've been praying for him, and now he lost his dear mom a week ago and has asked for special prayers for his family. The Rowland family, Colleen, Dellen Hickson, C. Megan Michaels family, another loss of a parent there, Richard Barnes, Cole Grayson, Jay Briscoe's family and friends, Julie Kiss's Uncle Freddie, Robert Wallington, which is Sally's son-in-law, and his sons, Ben and Joe, JT, John Thomas, Francis Nalvin, Shanna, Danielle Riverin and family, Annie's Aunt Carol, Andrea's Aunt Esther Ann, Chris, and Natika. And I think that's at the end of our list. Good morning, Catherine Kovacs. You are on our list every day, sweetheart. So let's remember all of these and any that you are holding in your heart that you haven't shared with us, and everyone that's gathered here right now together. And let's say this beautiful prayer. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. We ask that each prayer be seen and heard, answered to the best and highest good of all. And we are so grateful. We are grateful for a God that cares. We are grateful for Divine Mother that nurtures us and holds us tight, whatever our need is. We are grateful for Christ, who is our master healer, our master teacher, the center of all that we do. And we're grateful for the angels who help all of us through our challenges and struggles of life. And I pray for each person here to release that cloak of invisibility, for all of us to be seen as equal, for everyone to have a voice. Let's just think about that for a moment. Just envision each one of us standing in a circle, side by side. There's no one greater than, there's no one lesser than. We are all on equal playing field, and we all love unconditionally. Just take a breath in and feel that love. Do you hear the heartbeat? That's all of our hearts beating together, beating in sync with Mother Earth. And now let's do what we do every day. Let's love on each other unconditionally. And we do that by saying magic words. They are magic because they've got all of our energy behind them. And the words at the count of 3, 2, 1 are thank you. I love you. I love you all so very much. You are such a blessing to me and a blessing in my life. And I certainly appreciate every morning that I spend with you. I know we're coming up on the 3-year mark. We need to plan something special for our anniversary. It'd be 3 years in March, you guys. Can you believe that? In March of this year, this family has gathered every day with just a few exceptions, not very many at all, but we've gathered to love on each other. We've gathered to check in and see how we're all doing. What a blessing that is. If you'd like to do something special for that anniversary, let's do it. Let's plan it. Let's come together and have a Zoom meeting, have a party. And I'm thinking of that song, I'm having a party. You know you want to. So we'll figure out when to do it and really get that going. Good morning, sweet Christina. Thank you for being here. It's in March, Oksana. I'll have to figure out that exact date. I have it written down, but I don't know off the top of my head. And every day we talk about it. Every day we remember how this all came to be. And it was out of love. It was out of a desire. When I sat outside in nature and said, is there anybody out there? Are we all alone? Are we all scared? What the heck is going on? Because we didn't know. It was in the middle of the lockdown, or actually it was at the beginning of the lockdown. And so, yeah, let's just celebrate how far we've come in 3 years. You love parties? Yeah, let's party on Zoom, Deirdre. All right, so let's get our Leo to take us out of here. And Leo, we're pulling for you with that test today. So make us proud. All right, here we go, here we go. As soon as it comes up.
Good morning, Earthlings. It's time to get up and get ready because today is the perfect day to have a great day. Here we go, come on, come on, play. It's a beautiful day. If you woke up this morning, might as well be part of it. One is for peace, on a mission for harmony. You and me, mama, be on the lead. Wherever we thunder, we create a border where we can be together. The heart telephone is always one phone call away. Calling on the guys, the angels, and the masters. Take a deep breath, we go into a new dimension. Morning cup of full of joy, a very day at age. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy, with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup of full of joy, a very day at age. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy, with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of. Full of joy, full of light, full of love. Bottomless refuse, spilling out from the top. Here, the coffee's always hot and the trust is always yours. The sun is calling out to play, let's put on a show. Today's a new day, we are part of this game. Let's play to win. Love always is the winning team. And you can side with us, there is always no space in the pot. For more love, take a spot and get the day started. Morning cup of full of joy, a very day at age. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy, with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup of full of joy, a very day at age. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy, with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of.
Grace Isis, I just saw your message. Thank you. I'm so glad you're doing that.
Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of. There really is no secret. We simply accept, align, allow. AAA, morning cup of full of joy, a very day at age. To start the day on the high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy, with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup of full of joy, a very day at age. To start the day on the high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy, with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup of joy. Cup of joy. Give me a 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 cup of joy.
Thank you, Leo. And thank you, everyone. I did put the PDF in our messenger group so that you all can read that story. And like I said, changed my life. So I'm hoping that you'll use it. It's a sad story, but I'm hoping you'll use it for some insight and as a reminder to just see everybody, hear everybody. Sometimes they're not speaking words, so we have to use that intuition and just really feel into their energy. Thank you all for being here today. I love you so very much. Stay in your heart, stay blessed, and I will see you later. Namaste, y'all. Bye, everybody.